Let's get started. What we want to do is trying to give you some tips that you can implement fast, okay, rather than giving you theory. So hopefully you can actually take something that you can implement when you go back home or tomorrow at the office, whatever. Okay, so let's go to the second one. Okay, so the third one is be brave. App optimization is not difficult. Now, the catch is that here at a conference like this one, it sounds messy. It sounds like it's so complicated, it's a whole art, you don't do anything about it. So instead of just leaving the marketing and hoping that something is going to happen, it's trying to have a proactive approach and see how you can actually improve your app daily. I'm not talking about the coding of the app, I'm talking about the marketing and presentation of the app. Okay, next one. Okay, so this means in a few words is you try to experiment stuff. You try to test different type of icons, type of titles. You try to reach people that are going to be using your app rather than hanging out just with developers, like we're doing right now. You need to spy on competition. And by spying on competition is download their apps, play with their apps, ask other people what they think of their apps. Go on look what they're doing socially in Facebook, in Twitter, in Google+. Use app store optimization tools. And try to fail as fast as possible. Try to see when something doesn't work, hopefully you can find out in 1 week rather than in a year. And have fun. Okay, next one. Next one, yeah.
Yeah, I went on mute because the quality is better if I go on mute. But I obey to your orders. I go to the next one when you say the next one.
Okay, cool. Okay, so experiment a lot. Okay, and this is a quick example. These are, two screenshots. Taken from my iPad. And these were, one of these guys in each screenshot was one of my clients. And literally, what we did is we actually went, crazy. We went to a coffee shop and we asked people, looking at that screen, which icon would you click? It's a very simple, experiment. We didn't go to a forum, we didn't go to a Google Plus, community. We went to a coffee shop, to a Starbucks. And we asked people, which one would you click? And this is something that people don't even do. You guys never bring an iPad with your app and compare with other apps and ask people in the street. This idea may sound crazy, like do I need to talk to real people? What do you mean? But that's the point is, if you ask real people, you get automatic feedback. And what we discover is that people click on apps based on the most subconscious things, like borders in the icons. People click more on red and yellow apps rather than on white ones and blue ones. But you can only do that, you can only understand what people are clicking when you ask people. Usually people presume, you guys presume people are going to love my app, but you never ask anyone, will you click on this? We literally ask, kids, which one would you click? Or on a piece of paper, forget about the screen. If we actually put on a piece of paper, we put 6 or 7 or 8 icons. And we go and ask a little kid, someone like my son, he's 6 years old. Which one would you click? And literally, what we want to do is we want to test when our icon is going to win. And we compare against the competitors. Just when we know our icon is winning, we know that maybe we have something right, But once again, developers don't even bother of doing these, very small social experiments of going and ask for market audience. So if you're developing an app for kids, you need to go and talk directly to parents. You need to go and ask them for feedback to their parents. It's amazing how many developers produce an app for kids and they've never had a chat with the parents. Guess what? The parents are going to be buying the app. So you need to talk to them. Next one. Okay, you can experiment with so many things, with keywords. You can change the keywords, using tools like Searchman. You can change your icons. You can change the description. Sometimes the description of your app can turn people off. We found out most times that when you guys update an app, the first thing you do is you put something like, sorry, we fixed the crashes. And what happens is nobody's going to download that app. You're already telling me the app is to crash. So you can change the description, and that can actually change the way people, behave on your app page. Caption screens. App developers do the worst job ever with caption screens. The caption screen should be like a poster, like a call for actions. You can experiment with social approach. Are you using Twitter or Facebook or Google Plus? And how are you using it? How do you do press releases or reaching the media? And even with your website. Some people don't even have a website when they launch an app. That's kind of like a silly thing not to have. Next one. Okay, reach real people. Okay, so talk to people that are going to be using your app potentially, and ask them questions. The question will be, a perfect example is, what do you type on the App Store when you're looking for this app? And once again, I'm asking you not to ask developers. Please stop hanging forums with developers. Go and hang with people that are going to be buying your app. Compare your apps. Ask someone, hopefully it's not your girlfriend or your boyfriend, okay, to compare your app, because usually your boyfriend and girlfriend love everything you do. So ask people that don't know you to compare your app against other apps, okay? And again, it's ask the buyers and the market, and try to avoid, experts. Usually the expert will be the graphic designer that is doing your icon. They're the experts. Try to avoid that people. They have no idea how the market will behave. Okay? Kids are unpredictable. The only way you know if a kid will download your app is asking kids. It's very simple. Okay? Next one. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I keep talking my way. Okay. Okay, so mainly I stop here to give you, the whole mentality, the whole approach. It has to be, to try to do this as bootstrap as possible. Okay? Try to realize that, I just had an interview. I have a podcast about ASO, and one of my guests said that this is exactly like selling cookies in the supermarket. People have no idea about the flavor of the cookie. They only see the wrapping and how the cookie looks. So the big question here is, are you wrapping your cookies properly? Okay? So you need to provide equivalent love to the screenshot, the icon, the description, your website, your social media. In the same way you provide all this love to the coding and the speed and deployment and all that kind of things that you think are very important. And they are important, but if people don't download the app, well, you just lost, a whole year of development. Next one. Okay, save your money. Please. I see so many developers that come to me and it's like, we just spent $50,000 and we just made $27 in the first month. Okay? So try to avoid paid reviews. Please. Okay? Don't go and start paying people for reviews. Avoid paid marketing. If you can do it, guerrilla style, go for it. Avoid bulk reviews. We'll post 27 reviews for you in the App Store. Or bulk downloads. Okay, just buy 10,000 downloads for just $20,000 or whatever. Try to avoid that. Instead, try to find. Okay, next slide. Instead, try to reach niche leaders. So if you're going to be, once again, the app to do with parents and kids, well, go to Facebook groups where parents hang out. Okay, talk to them and reach that people versus paying a PR company to buy the downloads. Create some buzz. Okay, and a creative buzz doesn't mean go and pay for 148 app review. Instead, create some buzz in parents' blog, in parents' community, in the place where your buyers are. Try to provide some value. Okay, this is kind of important. I mean, you may think your app is great, but if there's no value, people don't talk about their app because people don't care about your app if there's no value. Try to go small and grow organic. Okay, there's an algorithm factor in the app store. So if you start small and you start growing and you get more downloads and more reviews and more, user interaction, that's what the app store wants. Okay, we all talk about burst marketing. It's all in the first week. That is changing a lot. So growing slowly makes more sense for the app store. And go cheap until you know it works. So please don't pay $10,000 for reviews in different review sites. Try just one. Don't pay $50. If it works, try another one. Okay, but don't go and spend a lot of money in things that you have no idea if they're going to work. Next one. Okay, I hope you like my little Jedi. Okay, you achieve more with Jedi power. Okay, so don't invent the wheel, please. Okay, so try to follow marketing things that work for other companies. So look at the icons that are working already. Okay, people that are in competition, the big companies have invested thousands of dollars in testing their icons. So you know what? I'm not telling you to steal their icons, but copy what it works for them. Look at their screenshots. Okay, don't go and reinvent it. Just say, hey, if it works for these people, if they're doing it right, and they're making, $1 million, in each ad, let's see what they're doing, and let's copy their style, copy the way they display the information. Okay, it's funny how many times we try to reinvent the wheel. So it's just be smart and keep it as simple as possible. Okay, next one. Okay, the next one is educate yourself. So use ASO tools. Searchman is a great tool. Okay, it takes a bit to learn how to use it, but it's a great tool. Read my blog. This is all my blogs here. 6 a.m. in the morning, so I have to blog stuff for me. So go and check asoprofessional.com. There's tons of articles there, and there's some videos. If you're very bored and
Damn it. Can you hear us? Yeah, exactly. It's too much plugging. Let me just try and... there's... Hello, can you hear us now? Hello? Signal to Australia. Bit of Foster's, maybe? Sorry, I'm double connected on Skype. Which
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome, I'm back. Okay, now, you can buy my book, but don't worry, I'm going to give. Of course I am. 6 a.m. in the morning. Okay, next slide.
Let me just... You're on.
Okay, so try to fail fast, okay? So if you're going to try something, do it in the next update of your app and see how it works. Update a lot and test. My suggestion is if you're going to do some, major updates, try to do them in small updates so you can use the update as a way to experiment. Don't be scared of changing keywords. Some people never change the keyword, and that's kind of crazy. So change keywords. Change screenshots as much as possible and test icons. People seem to be terrified of changing their icon. It's like, what if I lose my branding? There's no branding on an app. Trust me, people will download it anyway. So test an icon and see if it works. In the worst case scenario, you can revert, okay? But try to be brave and also try to track some ranking. So if you change the keywords, you're never going to know if it works or not if you're not tracking the ranking. And that's one when you can actually have an ASO tool like Searchman to be able to track how you're going. And the next slide is the last one. Oh, no, it's not the last one. Is SEO, search engine optimization, still rocks. It's funny how many of you forget that Google loves iTunes. So when you put the content, and, for your, app page, you're doing, iOS, obviously Android. It's a bit easier because it's from Google, but in iOS, Google is going to rank that page. And there's a lot of traffic coming from Google. So try to optimize your app page. And also, you can get some traffic from your site, from your own domain. So try to do SEO for your own site also. Use your description wisely. Okay, many app developers put all these crazy characters trying to get attention on the app description, but the description never talks about what the app does. So try to be very simple. This is an app for kids that want to learn to speak Spanish. Okay, so by putting the keywords clearly, you're going to start getting some love from Google. And you can also backlink to your app page. You can do the conventional SEO, search engine optimization, to your app page also. Why? Because Google is going to always trust iTunes and that page rank pretty well. And the last one. Okay, if you guys send an email at gabriel@asoprofessional.com, I will send you the book. Okay, if you're too shy, you can go and buy the book in Amazon. And you can go and check asoprofessional.com or check the podcast. In the podcast, I have also Mr. Niren there in the podcast. And more than happy to help you. If you have any questions, send me an email.
So how do people get a free book?
They send me an email with a massive compliment. How much they enjoy me.
Okay, there will be